Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. So today's topic is going to be you're still okay even with symptoms. Some of you guys are going, what are you kidding? I'll get to that in a minute. Breathe in the clarity, exhale that doubt. Breathe in the confidence. Exhale the, what's the opposite of confidence? Insecurity, I guess. Breathe in the calm. Exhale the chaos. So, just today, what's today? Thursday, just recorded 2 success stories. 2 wonderful ladies, one from the UK, one from Toronto, Canada. And it was really cool because they shared their stories, and both of them had a whole host of symptoms. And you can watch those success stories, they're quite good. But what was fascinating was both of them made a statement, the same statement, which was like, yeah, I came to the point where I knew, deep knowing, I knew even with symptoms, I was okay. And that knowledge, that insight allowed both of them to start moving forward with life, expanding their capacity to do more, leave the house, drive again, do all sorts of engaging in life, because they had come to the conclusion that symptoms are false alarms. And even with symptoms, I'm still okay. It's uncomfortable. It's unpleasant. Certainly sometimes it can be really downright brutal. I get it. But they're not harmful. It's like a loud false alarm. But it's not harming you physically. It seems like it. It feels like it. And these symptoms are oh so convincing that I'm in trouble. Bad stuff's happening. But when you remain focused on the fact that the brain perceiving danger is what's going on, and if you've done assessments and you've looked at examples in your own life how the symptoms just don't make sense if it was a physical, structural, organic thing, then you can remain confident that, yeah, they're massively uncomfortable, but I'm not being harmed by them. I had 13 years of back pain. And I've been symptom-free for well over a decade. There was never any harm to my body, even though I hurt a lot. So hopefully what this video will do is inspire you to make that decision, and it is a decision, to say, yeah, I'm massively uncomfortable, but nothing harmful is going on. Discomfort, not dangerous, right? So that's another way to phrase it. But it was really cool to see both of these success stories came to the same conclusion, and that conclusion was, I'm still okay, even with symptoms. And then they moved out into the world. Now, one of the things I've said often, for a long time, is you need to be willing to experience your symptoms in order to eliminate them. So a lot of people say, well, these 10 things trigger my symptoms, so I'm going to avoid them. And both of these success stories were mostly homebound, bedbound even. And now they're out living a full, complete life. They didn't get better by being bedbound. They got better by expanding and getting out of the house, by doing more than their symptoms were trying to keep them from doing, right? Because they realized, I'm still okay even with symptoms, so I'm going to leave the house because it's not going to harm me, right? So I think this is a really, really important concept. It's not a complex one, but do more even if you have symptoms. I think, a lot of people ask me, Dan, what was your turning point? I think I got so frustrated of leading a limited life. I wasn't completely, housebound or anything. I was still working. I was still doing things. But there was plenty of things that I was avoiding and saying no to because of the symptoms. And I think one of my turning points was just saying, screw it. I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired, so to speak, with the back pain, the sciatica, that I just decided, no matter how I'm feeling, I'm not going to say no to things that I want to or could do or should do. Things like, hanging out with my kid. I think he was, I don't know, how old was he? 25. He was a young kid. He was like 3 or 4 when my pain started. And it lasted 13 years, so he was early teenage years when it finally abated. And as a teenage kid, or just about to be a teenager, he was into bicycles, skateboards, snowboarding, dirt bikes. And I went out and I did those things. And I would get on a skateboard, put pads and helmets on, and I would go down the ramps and, And that's when I began actually with true injuries, where I would injure my ribs because I would fall and my elbow would slam into my rib cage. But I started doing more and more of those things because I didn't want to say no to my kid. I wanted to be able to take him to do those fun activities, and I did. And I think by doing more, even if I had symptoms, the message my brain received was, look at Dan, he must be all right. He's doing more than he used to. He's got to be okay. And so I didn't know everything that I know now back when I was getting better. It was kind of an accident that I got better. I guess I got many of the things I teach now lined up, and my pain went away. And if you had asked me back then, I would not have been able to tell you what happened. But the one thing I do know is that I did make a decision that I'm going to go out and do what I want to and need to do despite what my symptoms are telling me, within reason. If I got a 10 out of 10 day, of course I was kind to myself. But for the most part, regardless of the ups and downs, doing more with symptoms allowed me to eliminate the symptoms. And it will work that way with you too. Because when you start to do more, and here's the other thing. If you're going out terrified, it may not go quite as well. But if you're kind of resolved that I'm going out to do this, I expect it to go well, and if symptoms are there, I'm still okay. I'm going to remain as unbothered as possible. Now that question came up. Somebody says, I know I need to be completely unbothered for symptoms to go away. I don't know that I've actually said that. I think I've said be less bothered each day. At some point you will be unbothered by the symptoms, which is what I'm trying to convey here, is know that even with symptoms I'm okay. It means I'm not bothered by them. I don't like them. I don't prefer them. I'd love to get rid of them, but I am not going to have a significant mental or emotional response to the presence of symptoms. And why? That just conveys to the brain, I'm in danger. And as long as the brain is perceiving danger, it's likely to keep the alarm system on. So, know this. Take it from here to here. Know this. Even with symptoms, you're still okay. Start to do more. Start to do more. You're capable. And what you'll realize is, I would have probably had symptoms sitting at home, so I may as well go out and do things. All right, folks. I will catch you tomorrow, and as always, love you. Take care.